Hello, everyone. Today, I want to share with you our vision for our development platform and what we're doing to realize it. The stories for mobile tire shop and exclusive cars that we've seen earlier are a great example of what developers can accomplish when they have the right tools for the job. It is not uncommon for us to see custom apps that became so important to our customers that they consider them to be the operating system of their business. Like the PIN USA app that Brett has mentioned before. And we love that, and we take that responsibility seriously, which for us is a never-ending job, really. In fact, as technology evolves, so do the requirements of the application you have to deal with. In recent years, the explosion of cloud services and the need for organization to be more connected than ever with external stakeholders has led us to a place where data is scattered everywhere and the amount of users and devices that needs to be supported has gone through the roof, which is letting for you deal with increasingly complex software projects. As a former developer myself, I can relate with the challenge of dealing with so many different technologies with all their unique aspects. And it's a long, ongoing journey, and partnering with developers through that journey is at the core of Claris' purpose. I mean, together we transition from application running on individual desktop computers with no networking and data stored locally to application that can now be accessed anytime via web, mobile, or desktop that are integrated with disparate data sources and can be deployed across multiple environments. Now, I understand that that's a mouthful, but all I'm trying to say is that we do understand your challenges, and we do fulfill our purpose by providing you with the right tools for the job. So how do we do that? When we think about applications built for organizations to streamline their process and run their business, we look at them primarily from three dimensions, which are the requirements needed to serve internal users, the requirements needed to serve external users, and the requirements needed to integrate different data sources. Our goal is to help you to be able to satisfy for all of them. And now, with the help of some of my colleagues, I want to show you how Connect, Studio, and FileMaker come together to do so. So let's start for the requirements for internal applications, for those that are internal-facing systems, for internal users. Within our toolset, Claris FileMaker works great to deliver custom, complex applications that need to run within a certain scale in a controlled environment. Over the past few months, we released a lot of enhancements that impact the entire life cycle of the app you create with Claris FileMaker, and there are many more that will be soon in your end in early summer that I'm excited about. And with that, I would like to welcome on stage Lucy Chen to tell you more about it.
Hello. As Giuliano mentioned, we've been busy delivering products. Here's our release cadence since we last met in person. From 19.1, we transform into Agile. We release features, bug fixes, as they are ready, regardless of major or minor versions. After 19.6, we advanced to 20.1 and named it FileMaker 2023. This week, the ETS for the next major release is available with LLM support. I invite you all to sign up for our ETS program because we love your feedback. We want your feedback. And we build our backlogs from your feedback. Then we spend hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours. We dissect the information, we categorize, and transform that into engineering actionable items for bugs, features, and enhancement. I am delighted to tell you this customer feedback loop enables us to deliver what matters to you the most. Your feedback serves as our priorities. For developers, it means easy development, simple integration, reliable data, enhanced server-side scripts. For admin, it means fast development, better scalability, managed backup, efficient connectivity, and speedy automation. We made significant improvement for PSR, performance, scalability, and reliability. The result, FileMaker is more stable. For scalability, FileMaker server can scale up 500 concurrent Pro and Go client, and WebD can scale out 1,000 concurrent connections. We implemented hundreds of safety measures and bug fixes to safeguard our community, our ecosystem, and your data. Clay and I invite you to tomorrow's FileMaker State of the Union at 3 p.m. We are delivering the most powerful FileMaker we've ever built. It is the best time to be a FileMaker developer. Thank you, partners. Thank you, developers. And thank you, ETS members. And I want to shout out to the Ring Zero customers. I see Vince there. I don't know where you are, Wim and Klaus. Thank you for your collaboration with us. Together, we are an awesome community. Let's continue to build incredible things. Go back to Giuliano to hear more about Claris product. Giuliano.
Thank you. So Lucy's passion and excitement speak loudly for our commitment to FileMaker. Her engineering teams are all in, constantly pushing FileMaker forward. Some of the enhancements she mentioned that the team has been working on are including things like support for Let's Encrypt free certificates for your server. Or, yeah, keep going. You can do that. Or support for custom OAuth parameter to better leverage and support different type of third-party identity providers. And many more that will be coming soon to you in our next release of FileMaker in early summer. So let's now shift to the requirement designed to serve external audience, so external users. There are two aspects that make those applications primarily different from the one designed for internal ones, for internal users. On one side, they cannot rely on specific configuration on the operating system or pre-installed apps, and yet they have to deliver a consistent experience to any device that's trying to access it. On the other hand, external audiences can have unpredictable scale that might happen in spikes, which makes them more tricky to handle. So native web applications are designed on a stack that is perfectly suited for this scenario. And that's why we are expanded our platform with Claris Studio to give you the option to use such stack when in need. And to tell you more about it, I'd like to welcome on stage Bridget Lumb to tell you more about it. Tell you more about it.
Thank you, Giuliano. I'm beyond excited to be here today to talk to you all about Claris Studio and about how we're addressing that need for external users. When we first started building Claris Studio, we wanted to anchor around a simple use case, which is why we chose data collection with customizable web forms. We knew that this use case complements FileMaker, and although simple, can provide value to the developer. But behind the scenes, we were building an entirely new tech stack from the ground up and proving to ourselves and to you all that we could scale. But that was just the start. Following forms came a multitude of other views, including Kanban, list detail, calendar, just to name a few. But in staying true to our promise to deliver to external users, following Engage, there will be a release of Studio that allows you to share any view publicly, just as you can with forms today. But you all are FileMaker developers. You expect more. You expect robust, customizable solutions. With Studio, we wanted to provide you with a stack to create native web applications that scale elastically and deliver performance with a consistent experience across all devices. How, you might ask? Claris Studio's new custom view. All of those views you just saw are now also objects you can drag onto a blank canvas, along with the rich set of field types and charting objects we created along the way. This view is great for when you want to pull information from multiple data sources, as it's decoupled from a single database table. With scripting and calculations, the developer has deeper control of the application logic, giving you the power to create stunning multi-page data applications. But I just said a lot right there. So let's jump into a customer story to see exactly what I mean. Richard Carlton is working with Big Valley Aviations to create a custom FileMaker solution. This solution tracks all scheduled and unscheduled helicopter maintenance and ensures compliance with federal regulation. In the event of an accident, the FAA will have access to all the data it needs from this solution. Now, currently, Richard manages all of his clients' projects on an internal custom FileMaker solution. Internally, it's a fantastic tool. Externally, well, not so much. Thank you, Richard. The client has zero visibility into this solution. So his engineers have to manage all client communications and project updates via email. Now, I know my work emails keep me up at night, so I can only imagine Richard's poor engineers. Haley, one of Richard's managers, went as far as to say, if the customers could have a portal where they could view that themselves, that would be amazing. For me, for us, and for the company. Well, Haley, I have some good news for you. Richard's Studio solution leverages Claris Connect to pull the necessary data from his project management solution in FileMaker and displays the relevant information to the customer so they can view it in real time to get status updates on the project. Let's take a deeper look at two of these views. First, I'm going to put my developer hat on, and let's say I'm an engineer working for Richard Carlton. I'm sure it would be amazing. On the left, you can see all the projects that I'm currently working on. So let's go to the Big Valley Aviations project. When I click on it, you see the Kanban automatically populate with all the tasks that are related to this project. Now, I'm wrapping up this mobile workshop task, so I want to check the details before I say that the task is done. Now, I want to leave a quick comment to say the task is done, but if something were to go wrong, I could also drop a comment there. And now, I'll just drag it from the In Progress column to the Done column. Now that that's complete, I want to add a new task to test this mobile workshop. So I can quickly click the button up there to create a new task, and you'll see it populate in the To-Do column once I'm done creating this task. Now, this is a great view for engineers, but I want something more simple to share with my clients so they can quickly distill information. Now, I'm putting on my Big Valley Aviations hat, and let's say I want to check on my portal to see the status of my project with Richard. On the left, you can see all of the tasks that were in the Kanban are now in a list view. And when I click on one of those tasks, you can see all of the details, and I can easily approve or reject the status of those tasks, leave comments, and check attachments. And as this project continues to scale, the ability to add custom filters and search quickly is fantastic. But how did I get access to this view? Just like Forms, I clicked a quick link to be able to access this portal whenever I want. Now, putting my Bridget hat back on, let's take a look at how a developer would build something like this in Studio. As you can see, none of it's hard-coded. With scripting, the developer can program for events on the user interface and implement custom logic to do things on this view, such as dynamically fetch records from the tasks table, which is related to a different table, the projects table. With the ability to easily duplicate views and customize them, Richard's excited for the opportunity to scale a version of these views to each of his customers. You heard it from him. Yeah. But Claris Studio, sorry, you can keep clapping if you want. But Claris Studio is not a project management tool. Instead, the use case of project management provided us with a complex enough testbed to guide us in the development of the right building blocks to provide you with the flexibility that you all know and love as Claris developers. Now, studios come a long way in a very short amount of time, and our partners are starting to take notice. Mark LaRochelle said, "Studio seems to keep leapfrogging itself over and over again, and we couldn't be happier to hear something like that." Now, I wish that I could jump into a technical demo right now and show you how these data controls interact with one another, but we have an after party to get to. So I invite you all to join my session tomorrow morning with Angela Chen, Crafting Dynamic Solutions, a deep dive into Claris Studio for powerful app development, to hear more amazing stories from some of our partners and take a look under the hood at how you can use Custom View for your solutions. I'm so excited to see what all of you are going to build with our new Custom View in Studio. But right now, I'm excited to hear more about the rest of our platform from Giuliano. Thank you.
So I hope you see the progress the Studio has made since its early days. We believe that Studio is going to be a great complement to your existing toolset whenever you have to deal with requirements to build solutions for external users through native web technologies. We want all of you to have access to it, and I'll speak more to it later. So let's transition now to talk about data integration. The mobile tire shop story that we heard earlier is a poster child of how application today, in most cases, lives as part of a broader ecosystem. Connect allows you to integrate your FileMaker solution with other services in a structured, repeatable manner. With Connect, you can scale how you integrate FileMaker solution with any other REST API thanks to a powerful logging, authentication, security, and debugging mechanism that allows you to spare a lot of the effort that would otherwise would need it. It removes a lot of the heavy lifting involved. And after starting with pre-built, ready-to-use connectors only, we have now Open Connect, so you can extend it and build your own connectors on top of it. So I would like to welcome Louis de la Parra on stage to tell you more about it.
Hey, everyone. This is all really exciting. And you just heard Giuliano highlight the importance and complexity of integrations. Claris Engineering is committed to meeting those complexities with you. Today, we want to show you a few of the tools we've developed, and over the course of the conference, we want to share how Connect can reduce complexity for your integrations. Now, until recently, Claris Engineering had to develop every connector on the Connect platform. This took way too long, and we know that you can do better. With custom connectors, we invite you to take the reins and define integrations on your terms. Custom connectors are defined using JSON directly in Connect. The environment provides samples as well as keyword highlighting, which makes it easy to start with a minimum amount of documentation. Custom connectors can be secured with either static API keys or the OAuth 2 format, and once credentials are secured, they can be automatically rotated as needed. Each connector action can be individually tested as it appears in Connect, and the results for those tests are available in real time. Once a connector is published, it can be shared within a team and used in any project. Even further, Connect automatically saves the execution history of your flows, which makes enhancements and debugging super easy. Now, we've all experienced the friction that comes with deploying integrations. FileMaker scripts often handle a lot of the complex integration logic, and those scripts are hard to QA and even hard to version. Further, integration secrets need to be available at runtime, but not necessarily to the end user. And I've participated in the elaborate ceremonies required to push an integration into production. I felt the fear of changing those credentials live. I want Connect to reduce some of that burden for you, and it can if you allow it. By offloading integration logic from scripts into Connect, we save IT time and reduce development complexity. We know that some of you wear both of those hats. We hope you get double the time back. Using Connect, updating credentials becomes simple and thus repeatable. Connect provides a modern, build once, deploy everywhere strategy to integrations. Now, for something really special, I want to take us over the horizon to something that's available in early testing. Through Connect and Studio, we're enabling a new kind of trigger, one that is driven by data change events. This is a Connect flow that integrates Slack and FileMaker. When a task is updated in either FileMaker or Studio, a notification is sent through Connect to Slack. The integration is defined in Connect, so there's no need for processing by either FileMaker server or the FileMaker native client. And the trigger is enabled by adding a Studio data source via the Manage Database dialog. Connect enables new opportunities to enable faster access to data changes. To showcase this, I'll open up Slack and then mark my task as done in FileMaker and watch the message instantly appear inside of Slack. Now, Peter talked about your data being everywhere. Connect makes this possible. If you're unsure how Connect can help bring your FileMaker apps into the web-first world, come join my session, Cut Through Integration Chaos with Claris Connect, Thursday at 10:30. You've also heard Peter talk about a unified platform and the advantages that brings. I look forward to showing you those advantages this week. Now, I heard that there's going to be a really awesome after party, so I'll pass the baton back to Giuliano so we can talk to you about more things. Thank you.
All right, so Connect expands developer abilities to integrate FileMaker solution with any REST APIs by providing you a reliable and extensible integration infrastructure that allows you to have data to flow at scale across your systems. And data can unlock a lot of value for organization today, and this value is going to grow even further moving forward. And it's because of one word. It starts with an A and ends with an I. Although some argues that it's two words, actually, but that's another conversation. So last year, AI had its iPhone moment when millions of users became aware of how good software has become at interpreting natural human language through application powered by generative AI. What we're witnessing today, what we're experiencing, is just the tip of the iceberg with those applications built through chat interfaces. And I believe that we will witness a new paradigm shift that will create a lot of opportunity in our industry. On one side is because this technology makes developers more productive. On the other one, it's because it's unlocked a lot of new possibilities that will likely reshape many applications. I mean, we'll still be surrounded by applications, but they will just look different. In every new technological advancement, developers have the opportunity to be the agents of change of that. And with AI, Claris developers are much closer to unlock this potential than they might imagine. And I got 3 reasons to believe this. The first one being, Claris developers work with organizations that already have a mindset that values custom software. The second one is, Claris developers are already close to the domain, the data, and the processes of these organizations. And last but not least, there is no PhD in data sciences required to use this stuff. I mean, I can use it, so that sums it up pretty well. So let me explain why I believe this by walking you through the essential elements that make AI-powered applications. AI gives you a new building block to build solutions with new functionalities. But the application layers remain the place where your end user actually get exposure to these new capabilities. And leveraging AI is not just about taking a small chat windows, put it on the UI of the application, forward user input to that, and calling it a day. In order to apply AI successfully to your use case, you need to be able to identify where the process allows you to do so. Therefore, understanding the problem space and being close to how that works continues to be critical to deliver it in the delivery of custom solutions. At the end of the day, the custom apps that you create just are the result of translating process into software. And this doesn't change with AI. So if you're a developer that has built solution for organization and you're close to their process and domain, you're already in a great spot to start leveraging and try to use innovations like generative AI. But what is generative AI? Generative AI refers to machine learning models that use data to learn how to generate statistically probable output when prompted, which essentially means that those things don't really know the right answer. They just return you the result that they think is the one with highest odds of being the right one. It's just very different, right? And there are many powerful general purpose models out there that sound super smart. The issue, though, is that all those models are trained on generic public data. Therefore, that causes issues, and they can suffer low precision and accuracy in the responses when you need to deploy it in areas where you need domain-specific knowledge or vocabulary. So even though these models sound really smart, at the end of the day, the quality of their responses is a function of the data that they use to even guess the response. So in summary, the outcomes of applications that relies on AI depend on the data that is being used to work in combination with these models. So more narrow and specialized data leads to more precise results because it makes the model more nuanced and more domain-specific. So if you manage and build solutions that aggregate business data, like probably many of you have been doing with the apps you built, it means that you have access to one of the most important pieces of this stack, which is data. So you got domain expertise. You have at least one custom application deployed out there to your customer or the organization you work for. And you have access to the data that is a critical enabler to that. I guess you're probably wondering, okay, how do I get started to this? How do I pull this together? How big is the effort to even start experimenting with it? Well, it's small, because everything I'm mentioning to you, especially those models, come with APIs that abstract away a lot of the underlying complexity of this technology, which means that today, if you know how to make an API call, you can already start experimenting with this technology right now with the tools you already have. And again, no PhD is required. AI opens up new opportunities to expand the operational capabilities of organization. And what's great about it is that the value of custom software is preserved in this era, if not greater. We have been partnering with you over the past decades, managing through paradigm shift, and this one will make no exception. And I would like now to invite on stage Ronnie Rios to tell you more about what we're doing to help you with this one.
You know, like Giuliano, I have a fascination with the transformative potential of AI, especially when it comes to software. And Giuliano already mentioned, I think we all agree that in the last year or so, we've seen some really great advancements in AI, especially with generative AI. As a longtime FileMaker developer, like many of you, this piqued a lot of my interest. It also raised a lot of the questions I had about what we can do with it. Now, these questions led me to explore the different possibilities of taking these new advancements in AI and integrating them with FileMaker. The exciting part was that I found out that because of FileMaker's flexibility, its already existing AI capabilities and integration functionality, taking these advancements and creating really new experiences with AI is not a tomorrow possibility. It's something that we can achieve today. I'd like to take a moment to show you just one example that I think illustrates the potential. Now, one thing I've almost had to build in almost every single application I've ever done is some sort of dashboard with charts, right? And in this little CRM app that I have here, I've already gone ahead and created a few charts for my users. And the users can look at their data so they can analyze the data and make decisions. Now, I'm going to create a new chart here to show you how I'm leveraging AI to make that process just a little bit better. Because every single time a user asks for a chart, I have to go in and manually create it for them. So I'm going to put over here the description for the chart that I want. Bar chart showing the number of deals won by sales agents. I'm going to go ahead and click on the button over here. And a few seconds later, got a new chart. Complete even with things that I didn't specify, like the title and labels for the data. That probably was a little bit too fast, right? Let's do another one. I think we have time. Let's do another one. Yeah. How about we do a pie chart this time? So once again, I'm going to put in the description over here. We'll ask you for a pie chart that shows the number of opportunities in each stage of the deal. Like before, I'm going to click on the button. Wait a few seconds. We got a chart over here. Now, what's happening behind the scenes is that along with the description, I'm sending the database schema along with some carefully crafted instructions to a large language model. Now, the model is returning a SQL query along with some settings that then my FileMaker scripts locally process to create the charts. Now, for my users, that means that they can create virtually any chart that they can think of without knowing anything about the underlying structure of the data. And they can have truly custom dashboards. For me, that means I may never have to create another chart ever again. Now, here's a really amazing part of this. This is all done with the current version of FileMaker, the same one you have in your laptops here today. Now, I know this all looks like magic, but don't worry. In my session tomorrow, I plan to demystify everything you saw here. I'll walk you through several examples, including this one. I'll show you which tools to use, how to get everything set up to get you up and running using AI and bringing it into your own solutions. If that's not enough, we got all their several AI sessions planned up for you for the next few days. And they'll cover everything from the basic terminology of AI, how to leverage chatbots in your own development process, and even show you real-world examples of using AI in production today. I promise you, by the end of Thursday, you'll have everything you need to know to get started bringing AI into your own applications. Now, again, this is all with the current version of the Claris tools that you already have and know how to use. But what about beyond? Right? Yeah. Well, we're playing with a lot of stuff. In our labs, we're playing with a lot of AI technology. And on Thursday, Wade is going to walk you through a lot of the things that we're playing out with in our labs. He'll show you how they work underneath the hood, and he'll even show you how we're thinking about bringing it to your hands. Now, that's on Thursday, and I have a feeling you don't want to wait. And Giuliano did say, show him something. So I want to talk to you about one particular technology that I'm really excited about, and that's semantic search. Now, FileMaker already has really good search capability, but keyword-based search relies heavily on users knowing exactly what they need to find. They need to know the exact wording, the exact phrasing. The reality is that different users describe things in completely different ways, and that sometimes they're not even familiar with the terminology to use. This is where semantic search comes into play. So semantic search refers to the process of taking a vector embedding, which is a numerical representation of data. So think about like a piece of text. And then being able to find other vector data, other vectors, by how similar they are in meaning. So for instance, a search for improving customer service might yield results that include enhancing client support or boosting shopper satisfaction. So as you can imagine, if you combine that with keyword-based search, it can dramatically improve search results. Now, beyond just search, you can use semantic search for a lot of other things, like creating recommendation systems, content discovery, and even finding anomalies in data sets. Where I find it really, really cool is when you take semantic search, you combine it with large language models, and you stitch it all together with FileMaker. And I think something truly magical happens when you do that. I'm going to show you a quick example of how I think this might work. So I got a little application here that's built with a ETS version of FileMaker that does support semantic search and knows how to talk with large language models. Now, I built this little app to help me find answers in documents. So when I bring in a document, the app is going to split that document into a lot of little pieces and make them available for semantic search. So when I pose a question, it's going to search for all of those pieces, find the most relevant pieces of that document, and send it to the LLM along with the question. Now, in this case, the document has nothing to do with the question, so the LLM can't really answer it. So I'll find another document that I previously brought in, and pose a question again. Once again, it's going to search the entire document, find the most relevant pieces of that document, and send it to the LLM along with the question. This time, not only is the LLM able to answer the question, but it's even able to pinpoint, reference where in the document it was able to find the answer. Now I can expand this to do this with multiple documents. Pose a different question. And once again, it's going to search through now all of these documents that are in the found set, find the most relevant pieces, and send it to the LLM along with the question, which can then provide a cohesive answer, and once again, providing references to where in all of those documents it found everything that it needed to answer that question. Now that's semantic search, using large language models and stitching it all together with FileMaker. Beyond that, we're working with a lot of AI-related technologies and making it easier for you to build really amazing AI-driven experiences in FileMaker. We can't wait to put it in your hands and see how you build the future with it. Thank you.
So semantic search is a great example of how we can help developers to bring new AI-powered experiences to their end users and your applications. I find this use case incredibly exciting, and we're just getting started. I really look forward to see what our community will be able to build with these tools. And so our platform vision is one of a comprehensive tool set that can always provide the right tools for the job. A unified platform where all its pieces work together as one. A platform where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And executing against this vision is not just about creating new capabilities, but it's also about how we make them available for you. Last year, we made Connect available for free within certain limits to any customer with an active FileMaker license. It was very successful, so we're doubling down on it. So we are updating our licensing so that any customer with an active FileMaker license will be able to access, at no additional cost within certain limits, to all these new capabilities that we're building. And by the way, for customer running on-premise, we've been getting rid of limits on the API usage on your server. More details about upgrade paths available for customers who will need more of those new capabilities than what is being made available with this license will be shared in more detail in a blog post in the next couple of weeks, so be on the lookout for that. And this is all coming to you with our next release of FileMaker, FileMaker 2024, available early summer. So as I said earlier, we're on a never-ending journey. Today, AI is the talk of the town. Tomorrow, something else will be. We don't know it yet. But what we know for a fact is that nothing will ever change our purpose. And the platform that helped you over the past few decades will continue to carry you forward over the coming ones. And with that, back to Brad. Thank you.